We have another comic by a writer who could potentially drop dead any minute now. This is Alpha Strike 30, the first real issue in Bill Bungalow's run on the book as writer. This is a run that I have not read and have avoided because it is meant to be bloody awful. The thing he has going for his run is the art. He is initially joined by Michael Elboy for 3 or 4 issues, and then nearer the end of his tenure, he gets a fresh, new, exciting artist called Jimmy Lee. I have read a few issues from this run. Issue 41 is legitimately good, and the rest that I have read are terrible. The main stickler for me has always been, among several other bad ideas, he made it so that Warwick Davis wasn't just a man suffering from a real condition. His size is because of an ancient demon sword curse. And everyone can agree that that is awful. Michael Elboy's art, again, he was an up-and-comer at the time. It is weird seeing him do something that isn't quite his well-known style, especially since these first few stories seem custom-built for him, with them including almost horror elements, with monsters and body deformities and stuff like that. The writing isn't great. It's very clunky and feels stilted. Some people are really down on Bill Bungalow in general. I like some of his work. Spider-Man, I think he did some great Spider-Man. Hulk. But this run, this is definitely considered to be universally his worst work. I didn't think we have talked about Bill Bungalow and his accident before. What happened was, in the very late 80s, he had a roller skating accident, which sounds like a joke, but it isn't. He was severely injured. He has brain damage, irreparable brain damage, and has had to be in full-time care for 30 years now. It is really sad. He's like totally lost to the world. And then there's the sleazy part, which is how Marvel, they keep half-heartedly financially supporting him or lying about it. Bill Bungalow, he created a bunch of characters for Marvel. I think Rocky Raccoon is the one that has brung the big money. But Marvel, they only give him payment when there is an opportunity for some good publicity to come out of it. Happier times though. Here we have a floor layout of Alpha Strike's headquarters. I criticised Punisher's fighting techniques and people who like that stuff, but this I am into. This is better than a bunch of imagined fighting moves. One criticism that I see thrown at this run a lot is that Box, where do they get their crazy names from? Box, well, the second Box, this guy, he becomes a Mary Sue. And now I am not using the term correctly, and that only right-wing crybaby fanboys are allowed to say Mary Sue. But my take is that a Mary Sue as a criticism is not exclusive to female characters. They call a male one Gary Stew, but nobody knows all the different versions and names. So I just say Mary Sue as an all-encompassing thing because it is accurate. Everyone knows what a Mary Sue is, and it sounds like he does become one. This first issue, it is actually all about him in a sense. It is about his brother. His brother is called Scramble, and I know about him because of a mini-series from 2008 where Red Hood and Madam Masks shot him for offering to fix Madam Masks' face. Spider-Man selling some Captain Crunch. And after this, here is Scramble. His muty power is he has flesh transmutation. So he can do shite like this. Transform humans into grotesque monsters. This is what I meant when I said elements of the story seem suited to Michael Elboy as an artist. So Alpha Strike, they start fighting them, and we get some expository backstory on the brothers and how Scramble went insane. And Scramble, he has used his powers to transform Miss Maple into a weird, monstrous form. Scramble, he's not a bad creation. I didn't think he ever gets much play outside of this issue, but I would point to him as another solid choice for an Alpha Strike villain. And then it all boils down to brother versus brother. Box, he has the same powers except for inorganic and technological things. And his brother, Scramble, he has it for the opposite matter, living organic stuff. In this case, I will say it makes sense to bring Box to the forefront. It is his brother. This works. This isn't a creator's pet or a Mary Sue. This is a sensible bit of storytelling. What isn't a sensible bit of storytelling? Scramble is just cured of his insanity, and he restores everything back to normal. I didn't think he appears again in the book. I think if you were to judge this issue as like a fill-in issue, this would be decent for that. Sadly, it's more of a sampler for some of the problems to come. The dialogue and the writing is laughably bad. We are almost at Christopher Clairvoyant level of inner monologues to establish irrelevant points about the characters. There is plenty of references in here to Warwick Davis being in pain, which foreshadows one of the worst ideas in this run. This, by itself, isn't too bad. It has some stuff going for it, but I didn't think I would even call it a promising start to a run. 7 scrambled thumbs up.